In war, not every casualty is seen, some are heard only in echoes, brief signals across static, a final blip on the map, others vanish altogether, swallowed by the silence of the deep. In March of 1916, one of the Royal Navy's most advanced submarines, HMS E5, slipped beneath the cold waters of the North Sea and never returned. This is the story of a war machine that disappeared in plain sight, one of World War I's most enduring naval mysteries. Welcome to Echoes Untold, where history whispers and we listen. At the outbreak of World War I, submarine warfare was still in its infancy. Navies around the world were experimenting, evolving, learning, often through trial and devastating error. Britain's answer to the submarine challenge came in the form of the E-class, a new generation of attack submarines designed for longer-range patrols, equipped with better communications, and armed to disrupt German shipping and naval operations. HMS E5, launched in 1911, was among the finest of these vessels. She was 180 feet long, with a displacement of over 800 tons submerged. Powered by twin diesel engines on the surface and electric motors underwater, E5 could cruise at 10 knots below the waves, silent, stealthy, and lethal. Her crew of 29 men included engineers, torpedomen, and specialists who had trained extensively in this new, unforgiving environment. At the helm was Lieutenant Commander Geoffrey Warburton, a skilled officer with a reputation for caution and precision. E5 was more than a machine. She was a symbol of Britain's naval edge. She carried 4 18-inch torpedo tubes, a 12-pounder quick-firing deck gun, and wireless radio equipment, cutting edge at the time. She had seen action early in the war, even surviving brushes with German patrols and minefields, but by 1916, the submarine war was intensifying. The North Sea was a death trap of mines, destroyers, and enemy U-boats, and on March 7, E5 would set out for what should have been a routine patrol, one she never returned from. The mission on March 7 was to patrol waters near the River Ems, just off the northern coast of Germany. This estuary was a strategic choke point, a vital naval route used by the German High Seas Fleet. E5 had patrolled this area before the Harwich-based flotilla, of which E5 was a part, often operated in coordination with surface ships and reconnaissance aircraft. The Royal Navy hoped to intercept German ships moving along this route, particularly with increasing concerns about U-boat activity and troop movements. Warburton and his crew left Harwich in the early morning hours. Weather conditions were challenging, overcast skies, rough seas, and low visibility. But this was typical of North Sea patrols. Submariners expected hardship once submerged. E5 would have run silent, scanning for surface ships while avoiding detection herself. She was scheduled to maintain her patrol position for several days before returning to base, but she never came back. After days of silence, the Admiralty declared E5 missing. Her patrol mates had seen nothing. German forces claimed no engagement. It was as though she had vanished into thin air, or more accurately, into black water. With no direct witnesses, what followed was a series of conflicting theories, each plausible, none definitive. Theory 1. The minefield. The most accepted explanation is that E5 struck a mine near the Ems estuary. The Germans had laid extensive minefields throughout the area, both stationary and drifting. British maps of the time, while detailed, were often incomplete due to the fast pace of mine-laying operations. If E5 had drifted off course even slightly due to current or navigation error, she could have entered a deadly zone without knowing it. Theory 2. German attack. There are unconfirmed accounts from German naval sources that a U-boat or patrol craft might have detected and attacked E5. One document from a post-war German naval review suggested that a periscope was spotted and pursued by torpedo boat destroyers, but no torpedoes were fired, and the sub was believed to have submerged again. Another suggests depth charges may have been used in the area shortly after March 7. However, no credit was claimed by the Germans for the sinking. Theory 3. Mechanical catastrophe. Submarines in 1916 were marvels of engineering, but also dangerous contraptions. Leaks, battery fires, pressure failures, or engine room accidents could doom an entire crew in minutes. Theory 4. Sabotage or friendly fire. Although no hard evidence supports this, a few naval historians have proposed the possibility of friendly fire or even espionage-related sabotage. While compelling as a narrative, there's little to support these theories, though they continue to appear in speculative accounts. In April 1916, a German trawler crew reported spotting a submarine periscope near the area where E5 had vanished. Could it have been E5? Damaged and adrift? Could some part of the submarine still have functioned, perhaps on emergency power or drifting with the tide? British intelligence intercepted rumors from German ports that an Allied submarine might have survived a mine strike and was being towed or investigated. But again, no solid evidence surfaced. No captured crew, no recovered wreckage. By summer, all theories fell silent, and the sea kept its secret. For decades, the final fate of HMS E5 remained a mystery. Families mourned their lost sons, fathers, brothers. In 1925, a plaque was erected for the crew at the Royal Navy Submarine Memorial in Portsmouth, but the exact location of the wreck was still unknown. Then, in the early 2000s, German maritime researchers using sonar scanning reported finding a submarine wreck off the Ems estuary. Its design was consistent with the British E-class. While not officially confirmed, many believe it is the final resting place of HMS E5. If so, it would support the mine theory, placing the wreck right within the range of known German defensive minefields at the time. No recovery mission was launched. The site is treated as a war grave, a sanctuary for those entombed in steel and silence, lying undisturbed in the cold embrace of the deep. 29 souls were lost aboard HMS E5, pioneers of a new kind of warfare, victims of a war that reached into every corner of land and sea. Their story, like their vessel, was nearly lost to history. But here, on Echoes Untold, we give voice to the forgotten, to those lost in silence, to those who never came home. Like this episode, share it. Comment your thoughts and theories below. And subscribe to Echoes Untold, where history whispers, and we listen. Fact-checked note. This script is based on verified records from the Royal Navy Submarine Museum, declassified Admiralty reports, and contemporary naval historians, including Norman Friedman's British submarines in 2 world wars and documentation from the German U-boat archive. Wrecks matching. HMS E5's dimensions have been located by German marine survey teams but remain officially unconfirmed. The most likely cause of loss remains a naval mine near the River Ems on or shortly after March 7, 1916. Sources: Norman Friedman, British Submarines in 2 World Wars, Naval Institute Press, 2020, Royal Navy Submarine Museum, Gosport, U-boat.net Archives. Imperial War Museum records German Federal Maritime and Hydrographic Agency, BSH, reports on wreck surveys.